Hey guys, so at the end of one of my recent videos, which probably nobody saw because it was in like the last 5 minutes of a 40-minute video, I said that I have had this feeling like something is trying to be born through me, and that I'm trying to figure out what it is, and that was why recently I made this big, list of a bunch of feelings that I had about this channel growing, about writing in this area, or basically doing anything in this area more than just making videos like I have been. I wrote out this big list of had this kind of anxious, resistant feeling about it, in addition to a desire for it. And I wrote out this big list of what that feeling was. I just kind of let it speak. It was just a bunch of, beliefs and a bunch of reservations and things. And just the act of doing that shifted things, and some kind of strange things happened right in succession right after I did that and talked about it on the video. And that was last Sunday or something. That was I want to say 4 or 5 days before suddenly I got the urge and acted on it to make an entire video series on the book, The Science of Getting Rich, which is, I've probably mentioned on this channel 100 times at this point. It's where the whole conscious creation journey, the whole conscious creation way of life really started for me, for real. It's where it really took, this book. And so I have created this 18 video playlist. The videos are about 10, 15, 20 minutes long, depending on the chapter. And I read the audio of the book. And then so the audio of the book is like 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then for each chapter. And then the rest of it is just my commentary on it. So that is available for free. And the whole thing is ready to go and available to be watched. I don't know what happened. This was what was trying to be born. It's pretty clear. I feel like I've given birth now. And I kind of can't believe I didn't do this sooner. It was almost certainly because of that list of things that I wrote out about how I was feeling about myself in relation to this and other things like that. So that is available. And doing this was pretty cool. I haven't really read The Science of Getting Rich all the way through, and I don't think I've ever read it this closely in probably since the first time I read it. I read it all the way through the first time I read it, but since then it's just kind of been a reference material because I absorbed what it was saying so much, and I didn't even realize how much until I made this video series. The Science of Getting Rich and I together are a prime, perfect example of the law of assumption. You will see if you listen through this series that I made, and if you're a fan of my channel and you like the way I work things out, or you like my approach to things or whatever, I absorbed this book and took it on as me. And some of the things in this book, as I'm going through it again, I could not believe. I was like, I didn't even know I got that from this. I didn't know I got that from this. It has so become a part of me. The way of being that this book describes has so become a part of me that I didn't even realize it wasn't just me to begin with. So that's what the law of assumption is, the Neville Goddard concept of the law of assumption. It's assuming something and persisting in it over and over and over and over mentally until it's you. So anyway, this book to me is the most concise, direct instruction manual for conscious creation ever written. It contains very little fluff. It tells you what to do, how to think, how to act, what not to do, how not to think, how not to act. It's very clear. It spells it out. It doesn't leave very much up to you to figure out, other than applying this to the, you know, personal details of your own life. It tells you exactly how to think. And it is not, you know, it's, everybody is talking about the same thing. If you've only ever read Neville, or you've only ever read somebody else, some, you know, Abe Hicks or something, you're going to see it's all speaking to the exact same truth. It's all speaking to the exact same concepts. But this particular voice, for me, the way that it tells you exactly what to do, it doesn't leave anything there to be confused, really. That is something that I, at 24, 25, was able to really take and use and assume and become. And I can tell you, I can give you my testimony, and I have 400 videos on this channel testifying to the effects of this and what I've done when I hit the roadblocks with this and everything else. But, you know, this to me is just, it's not, and I think part of what's weird about the Neville Goddard, you know, he has a huge body of work. Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, that is basically his main book. He has some other writings, but he's got like maybe 3 or 4 books. But, you know, he didn't speak so much that you could then have 900,000 words that he said and try to figure out what his whole coherent philosophy was. With Neville, it gets a little weird. With this, it's basically a way of living. It's not, here's how you manifest something. It's, here's how you need to be and think in order to make this a way of life. Including, you know, some philosophy on morality and stuff like that, which I can tell you has done nothing but wonders for me personally. So, you know, I think the best thing you could possibly do with your entire life is either get a PDF copy of the Science of Getting Rich, comb through it, read it carefully, and completely take on the whole thing, all the ways he says to be, and then start living your life that way. Or the next best thing would be listen to my video series that I just made. It has the audio read by me. It's not perfect. I made it using the voice memo on my iPhone in my car, and you know, it's not a video, it's all audio. But you know, listen to it if you prefer to listen to it, and listen to my commentary if you want to listen to my commentary. I drew some parallels to Neville. I clarified some of the language in the book that you might not understand otherwise. There's a few words that he talks about in there that aren't fully fleshed out till later or ever. So I explained that, and you know, I just had some thoughts. There's not a lot of personal stuff in there. There's not a lot of, you know, sometimes there's an example that I give or something like that, but it's mainly just all focused on the subject matter in this book. And I don't know, this book is the philosophy in this book has become my life, and it is a good one. It's a good way to be. It's a really good way to live. It's a really peaceful way to live. It's really, it illuminates how this all works really quickly. And the best thing about it, and one part of the book that I really had sort of forgotten, is this idea of improving things for everyone, not just yourself. And there's a way that you can be towards the world that improves everything for you and everyone else, not just for you. And that's part of the heart of this book. Anyway, so that's available. I will link to that below. It's in a playlist on my channel, and I hope that you enjoy it. It was really, really awesome for me to do this for myself, because I just, you know, first of all, it clarified a bunch of things for me. You know, it was a refresher for me. There were certain things that I had kind of lost my way on. And, you know, secondly, I just saw how much it's become me. I hadn't even realized that. And it's a really interesting feeling to see how, you know, something has become my identity and what that's actually caused to happen in the outer world. So it was really cool for me to make this too. And once I got the idea to do it, it just came to me out of nowhere, essentially nowhere. I had The Science of Getting Rich printed out on a clipboard in the back seat of my car for God knows how long. I don't even remember doing that. I don't know why I did it. It was just sitting there the other day when I needed about 30 minutes of pastime. And I just grabbed it. And while I was reading the preface, I just said, I know what I need to do here. So that's how that came about. And then I just basically worked on it nonstop for 3 days till it was done. So I hope you enjoy that. And I hope that does something for someone. If one person, literally one person, listens to this video series and does what I did 20 years ago, I will consider that to have been a pretty profound thing. It's life-changing. I can't imagine who or where I would be without having done this. Truly. It's that much a part of me. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy it. Have a great day.